you've been in any of my sessions before, it's pretty much new stuff. When you came in the summer to the little conference we had here, there are a few things that are the same, but pretty much everything else is new stuff that I've learned from up with the last. So I remember all of you, and then change it little by little to what fits your needs, and that's what you should do. Did everybody get a handout this week? If you did get a handout, go a little bit out of order on the handout just because it's easier to set up this game. First, do you have any questions throughout? Raise your hand, call me over. Like, usually go pretty fast to watch something, but let's see if I can keep up my pace this year. So I need 4 teams, one by each of the rooms, about, I'll say, 3 or 4 people, and each of you will be fine for this game. If there's more, you can have more.
I'm like in the worst spot.
You put it down your back to the next person. Now, what I tell the kids when I play this, you should really pay attention to where teammates are going, because the cones have 3 different colors, some have 4 different colors. So if this cone here has a red one, there's not another red one underneath there. So your teammates should be watching where you go and see if you get something. So kind of with this little concentration, you may not be able to up and around or anything, have to pay attention. We won't, when I play this at school, I go to 12-6, but I'm not sure that there's 12 in there. So we'll see the first team to get to 7. Okay? So I would tell kids to make a line, but if you guys can keep the order, your results. Okay? So remember your color, if you get your color, it becomes your color. Okay? And please, one thing I have to tell the kids when we play this, some of the colors are tape. Some of the ones I grabbed different tape on top. But I tell them now to like stand there like this, look through how quickly you do it better. The other thing is, put the sticks back underneath. Because if you leave them so that everyone else can see them, your team.
It's not going to work.
And we're going on a little trip to the zoo, so you're going to have to act like animals. Now, I teach kindergarten through 3rd grade, so you can imagine little kids have good imaginations, and they do a good job acting like animals. So we'll see if you can be just as good. So, let's see. You want to be attacker? What's your name? Chris. You're the frog trainer. Okay, Chris, come over here. Chris is the frog trainer. He has a little frog there just in case he forgets. We need a monkey trainer. This guy right here. Okay, what's your name? That's the monkey trainer right there. And we need a bear trainer, someone to get the big bag bear. All right, you want to be Justin? You're going to be the bear trainer. So you come over here. Now here's how this works. In each over 40 poly spots to bring. But that's another fitness game. You can read through it. So I will do pyramid pound. This is another fitness game. So these guys wanted to work out today. And you can, and this I actually don't do in groups, but for here today, we'll do groups. Because they have a big poster there. So we got you guys can work together. We have another group of 3 or 4 that can go down here. Anybody? Just a couple people that can demonstrate. Okay, now for this, you make a pyramid. Now, when I did this, I have a whiteboard in my gym. I actually drew the big pyramid on my gym, and there's 4 sections of the pyramid. And in each section, there's a different exercise. Okay? So at the bottom, there's push-ups. The next level up is jumping jacks, and sit-ups, and ski jumpers. Now, you give them a starting level. I saw this at the national conference, I think, and when I saw it, the lady said she goes up to 10. I haven't tried 10 with my kids because I have little kids, but we'll say the magic number for today is 3. So that means you start at the bottom of the pyramid and you work your way up. So if the magic number today is 3, you have to do 3 push-ups, 3 jumping jacks, 3 sit-ups, 3 ski jumpers, and then you have to jog 3 laps around the gym. Then you come back and you go down to 2. You do 2 push-ups, 2 jumping jacks, 2 sit-ups, 2 ski jumpers, go 2 laps around the gym. and then you would go down to 1. Now, like I said, when I first saw this in Acre in Indianapolis, she said she did 10. They all thought we'd take the whole period. Because they have to do 10, 9, 8, 7. And it took a long time for my kids. I started at 3. So maybe with older kids. But again, you can do this as a warm-up. You can change the exercises that you have in your pyramid. You can do it skill-specific. There's a lot of different things you can do. So we'll start about just make sure you're inside here. Just move inside our racetrack a little bit so you don't get run over. Okay, so you got the idea? So we'll start at 3. Remember to go from the bottom to the top. Go ahead. Like I said, I put a big book on my whiteboard. I draw a big pyramid so they can see. You can make a poster, or you can do it just like this in groups. But they don't have to work together. So if my friend here finishes before they do, we'll Google that one. He can start going. They don't have to go together. You could do it together like the last game. If you want to make it a cooperative activity, you could do it that way. There's a lot of different things you can adapt it to your situation. Kids never cheat. They always cheat. No, you just have to watch them. If they know you're watching, they won't cheat. But again, you gotta tell them it's not a race. And you talk about warming up, you talk about, talking about fitness and exercising. So you have to stress that kind of stuff. Why is it important to warm up? You always have a couple kids here and there that try and take the easy way out. And some kids have a hard time with push-ups, so you can tell them they can do a wall push-up, you can do a modified push-up, and the kids know that before they do that. So they're on 2. So you can do 4. The first time you do it, you might start at 3. I was thinking the next time I do this, I might go up to 4 because they know what's going on. This is something else you can do as soon as the kids walk into the gym. Okay, we're doing pyramid power warm-up today. And they look at the board, they see the exercises, and they can go. In my school, we get 2 classes at a time. So you all probably can see what happens. One class comes right on time, and the other class is 5 minutes late. Or, whatever. Oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. And it's frustrating because you have a class sitting there, jumping around. A couple of student teachers we had, they could tell you, kids don't sit still. So you have to keep the kids occupied. So having these warm-ups that are ready and they can start doing while you're waiting for that other class is helpful. So you don't have kids sitting around, jumping around, and getting antsy. So that's the pyramid power warm-up. You can do this as a thing. You can make your pyramid bigger than this if you want. I just did 4, thought it was easier, but you can make your pyramid 6, 7, 8 levels if you really wanted. You can do them all in smaller groups. 40, it's not too bad. We used to have 60, but we're down to 40, so that's good. Okay, the next one, let's make 4 groups like we did before. 4 groups, 3 or 4 people in each group. We're going to do some throwing and catching. So we can have 3 or 4 people in each group. Let's see. We're also going to practice some throwing and catching. I'm a big believer in interdisciplinary teaching. Anything I can do to incorporate what the kids are learning in the classroom, I do it as much as I can. Teachers appreciate it. So each group got a whiteboard with 4 math problems. These are easy math problems for you, but for a 2nd, 3rd grader, it might be a little more difficult. Okay? Now, in my little handy bag here, there are tennis balls with numbers on them. Let's see. Now, here's how this game works. The team has to solve each of the math problems. Now, I told them they can do one of 2 ways. They can solve the problems first, and then get the balls, or they can solve them one at a time. But, and you have to have a lot of tennis balls. I have at school. So, they have the first, they would answer a question. So we'll just say your question is, 10 times 2, first one. So they have to collect a ball that has 2 on it, because 10 times 2 is 20. So they have to get a 2 and a 0 in order to solve that problem. You can do 4 problems, 5 problems, 6 problems. I just did 4. So here's how it works. So if I was on this team over here, and the first answer was 20. I would go out first, okay, and I would find a 2. Okay. Now, this is where you work on throwing and catching. Okay? I let them come back a little bit, but I have to toss it to the next guy in line. Okay? He catches it, puts it in the hoop. Okay? Now he can go. He would go out. Now what do we need? We need a 0. So he would find a 0. They usually find them pretty quick, because I have a ton of them. He won't, because... Yes. No, he has to throw it back to the next guy. Okay? If you're doing underhand throw, you can have him throw it as an underhand throw. If you're doing overhand throw, have him work on the overhand throw. Now, if they throw, this is what I tell them. Because the first time I did this last year, kids were like throwing the ball like crazy over their heads. I'm like, how do you expect your teammate to catch the ball if you're throwing it way over their head? Remember, you're trying to get all 4 answers done. So then they say, oh yeah, now they do it nice and easy. So you have to really stress that with kids, that if they concentrate and take the time, they're going to be more successful. Okay, you can also, if you have kids that have trouble, you can have them bounce it once. They can have 1 bounce and they can catch it. You can tell them that's okay. You guys should be able to throw and catch, so we'll do it on this. Okay, so you have 4 math problems to solve. It's easiest to get in a line. These guys already solve their problems. Like I said, you need a lot of tennis balls for this. I just bought some. Okay, ready? It's set. Go. This is called That's Some Game. I did not make this up myself.
The chair is important.
This I got, if you've ever been to New Jersey Ayford or EDA or Ayford, this is from a lady by the name of Chris Zaccarella. If you ever get a chance to see Chris, she's great. Yep. Now, you can tell them that they have to solve the problems in order, or you can tell them that once they know what they need, they just need to collect those balls. And you probably need, I think when I make the tennis balls, first of all, if you ever need tennis balls, and you don't need them to be like brand spanking new, go to the old tennis center and tell them, your physical education teacher, if they have any old tennis balls, I got tons of them. They are looking to get rid of them. Oh, this group is fast over here. Okay, now, say this group was to finish and these other groups were still going. Okay, here's something you can do. Tell them, okay, you guys have to create your own math problem, and you have to go get the answer. Okay, just to let kids have time to finish everything. As you see, some groups will be faster than others. You can have them create their own math problems in the beginning. I just wrote these down because it was easier. You can have them make their own. You can give them one at a time. That's a little harder because then you have to keep going back to the group. Okay, the next one is, but it's easier. When I did this, I think I gave them 8 problems, so it took a little longer. Okay, to make letters, but I just made the numbers. But you can do with letters, put letters on tennis balls, or you have tennis balls are easier to write on. But you can do letters, you can do spelling. So now you have the spelling list from the class. Give each team a couple of words, and they have to collect the letters from those words. So you can do a lot of different things with interdisciplinary teaching, very easy. And at first when I started doing this stuff, I used to go ask the classroom teachers, what are you learning about now? And they'd be like, why do you want to know? So I'd like to do some stuff in the gym. Now, they'd only think twice when I ask them. And now that I've been doing this for so many years, I kind of know what things are doing at different times of the year, so I can incorporate it in. I know in December our 2nd graders go to Big Apple Circus, so I do my circus unit during that time to kind of incorporate what they're doing and talk about circus. And then when they come back from the circus, they're all excited. So, incorporate the stuff. Yes?
I want to tell you 2 things. I'm a tennis coach. I would put numbers and letters on them.
You can do that, yeah.
And they're machine washable.
Oh, look at that. That's a good
You
point.
can wash tennis balls in the washing machine.
I never knew that.
So use permanent marker, maybe put the letters in red and numbers in blue.
Yes, that's a good idea. I like that.
She
I
wants
have to do that. I never knew the tennis balls could go in the washer. I have to do that. But like I said, you can get people to, ask parents in the school if they're in tennis. They'll donate their old tennis balls too, so you don't have to buy them. Okay, so we put let's put all these tennis balls back. They have is, now remember I work with little kids, so, see, everybody has to hold on to the hula. Everybody has to hold on to the hula. Okay? Now, they have to work together. They have to run down to the second maroon line, just past our cones down there. They have to stay together. They're going to have, you give them time limit, we'll say 1 minute. They have to see how many times they can run down to the second maroon line and back, and they count. For every lap they do, they get, we'll say, $10, okay? And at the end, and they have to count. And I usually can see how many times they're going. First time I did this, I did this last year. One group said, went 30 times! So 30 times in 1 minute! How did you do that? That's like a world record. And they're like, oh, no, we only do 5. So you have to kind of watch them. Because as soon as you say money, you think it's real money, first of all. I told them, if Mrs. Shaw was a millionaire, maybe I would have real money, but I'm not a millionaire, so we don't have any real money here. So, they come all the way down here, go all the way back, they have to stay attached. If somebody comes apart from the hula loop, they have to go back to the beginning and start. That lap doesn't count. So they have to work together. What's that? One hand. So you'll get some groups that do a real good job working together, and other groups that, they're pulling on it and, they don't. So, and when they come back, we'll count, and we'll give them money at the end. Okay, so you have 1 minute, see how many back and forth you can do. Go. You might give them more. Now, I tell them, hold on. See, these guys are pulling out my hoop. I tell the kids, if the hoops break, okay, we don't have any toys at Dallas Lane Elementary School to play with. So you have to respect our equipment. Keep going. If you break the hula loops, we don't have any more. So as soon as I say that, what are you going to play with if the equipment gets broken? Oh, and the light goes on. I better not pull on it like that. And again, mix your groups up. Girls, boys. That tends to help. Okay, so they would keep going. Okay, and this would be the last time. Go back. So now, they would say, Mrs. Shaw, we did 3. So they would get 3 $20 bills. And usually somebody has a pocket they can pull it into. Okay? How did they do it? Say they did 4. We'll just say. Now the next one. So you would have a bunch of different challenges. The next one is the circle to circle. So you have to hold, join hands. That's one lap. One. Yeah. Okay. So the next one is circle to circle. So you guys gotta join hands. Join hands. And the hula has to travel around the circle. Okay? Now, this might be, well, you get through there. Okay? Every time the hoop goes around, they get $10 in this one. You might give them 20, you might have 50, you might have 100. So, and I usually give them a little longer for this one so that they can get it around a couple times. Okay, so we'll say you have 2 minutes. See how many times you can get it to go around the circle. Go ahead. Go. You can do 2 hoops and see how many times they get 2 hoops around. Get more money. Kids like to collect money. And it has to be one complete circle around to get the money. Halfway does not equal half. You can do bigger groups if you want. When I did this, I had a bunch of different challenges, so it's easier to have groups of only 5 or 6, especially with the running thing. 1 minute left. You can have them go for 3 minutes, however long you want to go. I like to keep things a little shorter and do more, keeps them on task a little longer. 30 seconds. And stop. Okay, the bankers will give out the money. So tell them how many times we went around. We'll do $10 this time. Okay, for this one you need a ball, but you don't need to. This is the group juggle. Okay? So first I tell them you have to come up with a pattern. Everybody has to touch the ball once. You can't pass it to the person next to you. Okay, so they have to figure out a pattern first. And every time you throw the ball, you have to throw it to the same person. So go ahead and get your pattern. Yes. And practice your pattern once. Give them a couple times to practice your pattern. And for little kids, this is nice. Do you know your pattern? Yeah. And for little kids, second and third graders, yes, these guys. It's not that easy to come up with a pattern. They're passing it to the person next to you. You can't pass it to the person next to you. Okay? So, actually, do you guys want to move that way? There's people down there still with it. So now for this one, every time you get it all the way around your pattern, it's $10. Okay? Now here's the thing. Again, with throwing and catching, sometimes the kids will stand 20 feet apart from each other, and they're throwing the ball, and it takes a long time. So you gotta train it to think, maybe we shouldn't stand so far apart, we'll get passed around. Okay, see these guys, take a step back though, but usually you tell them a safe distance. Okay, so, and you give them, say 2 minutes, see how many times you can get around your circle. Each time you get through your pattern, it's $10. Go ahead. And these guys are good. Second and third graders will not be this good. They'll drop it. These guys are fast. Now, if you got a really good group like this, you can give them 2 balls and tell them they have to get 2 balls. That becomes a little more challenging. Good, and stop. So now they would say, how many times did you guys get around? 12, so they would get 12 $10 bills. So you gotta have a lot of money again. And those guys, how many did you get? 9, so they have 9, so they would get $90. Now, let's say the class is over. Now you say, okay, everybody, we need to count how much money we earned today. So as a group, so just add $30. So, and usually I have them split it up on the floor, but put all the 20s in a pile. And you can do all different denominations, don't always give out 10s, the 20s, it makes it easy to count. Make some things only worth $1, some things are worth $5. And you're incorporating math skills. Now they have to add their money. You could, if you really wanted. I have little coins, but the coins get all over the place, so dollars are a little easier. Okay, so that's show me the money. Special activity for the class to play. So in the next class, you have 240 and you have things, say playing their favorite tag game is $240. They can say, well, we want to use our 240 to buy that. Do fun things with the kids. So they have something that they can do with their money. Okay? Thank you guys. This is a sample chart. Okay? So each group, let's pick 2 partner. You 2. You need a tennis ball, you need a chicken, a beanbag, and a wiffle ball. And you can just make a pile. I need a little stack of cards. Okay? And then why don't you 2 guys come down this way more? So these people over here can see. You need your tennis ball. Caitlin, Kevin over here, my sister. Give her a tennis ball. Okay, put your cards face down. Okay, you can put your luck of the draw guide on the ground too, and your toys. Okay, again, you're working on throwing and catching, so you've gone over the key points of throwing and catching. So each group has a deck of cards. First person turns over card. So every suit has a different ball they use, or different object. So if you get hearts, you have to use a tennis ball. If you get clubs, you use a beanbag. If you use spades, you get a wiffle ball. And diamonds, you have a rubber chicken. Okay, and whatever the number is. So these guys got a king of clubs. And in your handout is a did I put the chart in the handout?
Yes.
I think, yes. Okay, so they got a king of clubs. So they have to do 15 tosses with the beanbag animal. Okay, so they stand apart, and we're doing the underhand throw to them. Okay, so flip over your first card. So these guys got 5 of hearts. So they're using a tennis ball, and they're doing 5 tosses with that. Oh, these guys only got 2. So 2 with the rubber chicken. Okay, once they're done with that, they would pick up the next part. Again, you guys must have all the iPads. 15 with the rubber chicken. Okay, you can change this is called luck of the draw. And tell them to get their arm back, make sure they're stepping with the opposite foot. These guys aren't stepping with their opposite foot, make sure you're stepping with the opposite foot. Yes, good underhand toss into tape. Good. And again, you tell them to make good passes. These guys happen to get all the low cards, because I had them all separated at school. Good. If you were doing a little assessment to see if the kids were following all the key points, when they're playing this game, you can go around and you can look for all the key points. We have portfolios for all of our, in the past we've only done 2nd and 3rd grade. This year we added K and 1. So if you're doing assessment looking for the key points, very easy to do it right now, as you're walking around. And you give them a big stack of cards, you can do this for a while. Okay? And the kids like to throw the rubber chickens, and you can have rubber pigs. You can change up the items. And then you can do it, say we're doing the overhand throw. Okay, you can do the overhand throw. And practice the overhand throw. Okay? Any questions on any of the games I've done so far? I think I saw this at the A-word comments. Thank you, guys. We'll just put everything in the pile there. If the kids are learning about making graphs, bar graphs, line graphs in their class, you can do a fitness graph form-up. Okay, and I'll show you. You just make a bar graph on Word, and the kids have to read the graph, and that's how many exercises they do. So it's good getting them practicing reading the graphs. Okay, if you print them in color, you can just do it by color. If you don't have a color printer, you have to specify on the bottom of the chart. These are very simple to make in Word. You can do them as lines or bars, and the kids like it. This one happens to be jump rope, basketball slides, jumping jacks, bicep curls, hamstring stretch, and tricep stretch. So I have a ton of these that I made now. And when the kids come in, we hand one to them, and that's what they have to do for their warm-up. If they finish, they can come and get another one. So again, they're reading the graphs, they're helping with math. And they're pretty simple, like I said, once you get the hang of it took me a little while to figure out how to work the graph the right way. But once you get it figured out, and it's very simple. Like a lot of this stuff, you don't really need any money to make this. Go to your computer lab at school, print it out. You can have 0 budget, and you can do a lot of this stuff. Like I said, tennis balls, go down to the tennis center and ask them. Ask your parents. Sometimes parents have stuff they want to get rid of. You know, it depends on what it is. I had somebody that had a very nice balance beam at home, and on the floor. She gave it to me. But you can always get stuff from people. The parents in my district are pretty generous. Let's see. Everybody's into assessment right now. This is elementary, physical education, teaching, and assessment. The other stuff is human kinetics. This book is great. You're looking to do portfolios, starting them. You can start small. We started out with 2nd and 3rd grade. Now we're going to go all the way down to kindergarten and stuff. But in this book, there's all different assessments. It goes through every grade level. I think it's K1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes up to 6th grade. And it has what they should know at the end of kindergarten. I think 1st and 2nd are together. 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th. And it has ideas for the lesson. There actually is, for each section, there's examples of games on PE Central and in some other books that you can use. So I highly recommend this book. Another book that I use a lot, I don't think I brought with me. If you ever get a chance to see this guy, he's awesome. His name is J.D. Hughes. J.D. Hughes is from Georgia. He has 2 books. One is PE to the Max. The other one is No Standing Around in My Gym. Those books are awesome, especially if you have large classes. They do require a lot of equipment. We did, when these guys were at my school, we tried one of the games first time. What was that game called? With the spaceships. Operation Spaceship. And the kids had to collect, work cooperative groups. They had to collect different items, and they made a little spaceship. They had to go out to the middle, and we made a little, I'm a hockey fan, made a little Stanley Cup, and they had to collect the Stanley Cup. Kids are more excited about the Stanley Cup than they were about a game, I think, but has a lot of great games. So if you're looking for any resources, those are great. Let's see, what else? That means something probably went wrong with my email. Again, my email is LAURIEP, as in Peterson, 717 at Verizon.net. That's Lori P, 717 at Verizon.net. If you don't see